Welcome everybody to a surprise episode of the effing title. This is episode 98, and we're here because it's a surprise because we weren't originally going to do this. This wasn't planned. This wasn't scheduled. But after some much talk from Scratchy, Mr. Rob, we decided, you know what? Fuck it, we're doing it. This is the College Football Bowl preview.
Damn straight it is.
And I have Rob and Fedge here, guys.
Hello. Coming from Rochester, New York.
Jeff is currently coming from the road. Rob is currently working at home, and I am currently just at home.
Home?
Home?
Homeless.
Sometimes I look like. I was gonna say. I was about to say I look homeless. So we're gonna do what we normally do here. Which, if you guys normally watch, you guys know what we do for the football podcast for the NFL. We're going to do that, but we're going to do it with the bowl games. Rob knows a lot about college football. I used to know a lot about college football. Fedge knows nothing about college football. So this is going to be great.
I've heard of college football. I've heard of it. I promise.
I played it once.
I played it once a couple times.
It was an okay experience.
It was decent at best. It would have been better if we beat Becker with a shutout, but we all know how that ended.
Yeah.
I like how the tight end cares that it wasn't a shutout.
Let it go!
Alright, here we go. Let's start it off. Friday, December 17th. That is tonight, because that's when we're uploading this for today. We have the Bahamas Bowl. Middle Tennessee versus Toledo. Middle Tennessee is 6-6. Toledo is 7-5. And the point spread, Toledo is a 10-point favorite in this game.
I just have a quick update for you. It's actually a noon o'clock game, which means it's not at night. It's actually here in a couple hours coming up. So,
fair.
Just wanted to throw that out.
That's the update.
Anyone for those gambling men, get it in quick, and bet the house on Middle Tennessee.
Oh.
Do not bet the house on Middle Tennessee. Do not.
Bet the house on Middle Tennessee, covering the spread, and go with the over.
So the over-under is 51 points.
Go with
Over
the over
all day.
Take the over for sure.
I'm going to go to
college football. You take the over all day.
I'm going Toledo.
So teams in the MAC notoriously do very well in bowl games, because usually they play teams from Conference USA, teams from the Sun Belt, things like that, and those teams, the strength of schedule in the regular season doesn't really prepare them for bowl games. So I will also go with Toledo.
I was going to say Toledo. Some of these MAC teams, every now and then, it's like, oh yeah, mid-season, we're just going to go play Wisconsin.
Yeah,
But
the
you guys
strength of
don't
schedule,
realize
they're ready for it.
that Middle Tennessee has a really strong starting five coming back, and their center is a beast of a man. He's going to easily put up a double-double.
You literally made that up, but I like it.
We have
Middle Tennessee all day.
We have the Tail Greeter Cure Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Which is Coastal Carolina at 10-2 versus Northern Illinois at 9-4. Coastal Carolina is a 10.5-point favorite.
This is actually a really good game for an early.
I was gonna say this one is one of those ones where both teams recently have been looking very good, from what I remember.
Coastal was actually ranked in the top 25 for most of the season. They had two big setback games, but Coastal's a very good football team. They run the shotgun triple option, and they do it out of real triple option. They do it out of RPOs. They do it with tons of tight ends, and they've got some NFL players on their team. But Northern Illinois is hot right now. They're the team that people are going to pick Northern Illinois to cover this spread, and a lot of that comes down to the fact that they run the football. They run it very well. But I believe their head coach actually just took another job, so I am going with Coastal Carolina.
I'm also going Coastal Carolina here, mainly because of their blue field. Turquoise, whatever it is, that's why Coastal Carolina wins this. And again, we're going with the over.
So the over-under.
Coastal Carolina all day.
The over-under is 64. The over-under
No,
is
take the over.
64.
Take the under.
I'm going.
Over.
Take the under. These are two teams that run the football.
I'm going.
85 points scored in this game.
Take the under.
I'm going Coastal because Coastal, since they've come up, have looked dominant. Like, I don't think they've had like one or two bad seasons right at the beginning, and then since then they've kind of just been like, we own right now. So I'm going Coastal. I think Coastal's playing really well. Saturday, December 16th, we're starting off with the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. This is
Hell yeah, you are.
This is App State at 10-3 versus Western Kentucky at 8-5. App State is a 3-point favorite in this game, and I'm going
that should be even
App State.
higher. App State all the way. Armani Edwards leads the team to victory. Book it now.
Frick up.
Book it.
I fucking love this.
What are we laughing at? Armani Edwards.
Hasn't played in 12 years.
Still, he's actually the legend of this game. They're going to bring him in. He's giving the halftime speech and the pregame speech and the pre-pregame speech. He's going to have these guys pumped. I'm just saying, it's happening.
I mean, I've liked App State for like a couple years now, and they always make it into a bowl game. It's one of the early bowl games. They always do well. Their record's always going to be high, and they always come in and they do well against whoever they're playing. And I think this is just going to be another one. It's Western Kentucky. This isn't the every year they're the same teams. They're like the MAC teams. They go out and they play freaking. Like Florida or Wisconsin or Ohio, and like they do okay against them most of the time. I mean, I'm trying to think of the Taylor Lamb year when they went off and they played. I think it may have been Tennessee and they took it like in like double overtime or something like that. But like, yeah, no, Western Kentucky isn't going to be able to do anything in this one.
Yeah, App State all the way.
All right, look at that first one across the board, right?
No, we went Coastal as well.
Yeah, because they're turquoise field. I forgot. Next.
Next, we have the Cricket Celebration Bowl. I don't have records or over-under any of that for this game, but it's South Carolina State versus Jackson State. This is the I'll let Rob fill us in on this one.
So every year, the Historically Black Colleges and Universities League this is their league championship game, and they call it the Celebration Bowl. It's actually a really cool game because they say the halftime show is sometimes more entertaining than the actual football game itself. So it's really cool show to watch. The bands are awesome. Mm-hmm. And Jackson State's head coach is Deion Sanders. So
I was going to say that was, uneventful before Deion Sanders. Now we got prime time. The game should be in the prime time. Jackson State by 40.
I do agree that Jackson State is probably going to win this football game.
I was going to say,
and we are taking the over.
These games are notoriously very low scoring.
But not this year, because we got prime time.
Fair.
All right, moving on. We have the PUBG Mobile, not the normal PUBG, just the PUBG Mobile New Mexico Bowl, where we have UTEP at 7-5 taking on Fresno State at 9-3.
Quite confusing. No team from New Mexico is in this game.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know.
Point spread is.
I want to start this one off.
The point spread is Fresno State by 11.5, and UTEP as well. For everyone out there that doesn't know, UTEP is the University of Texas El Paso.
I did not know that. Thank you for filling me on. Aren't they the Lobos?
Yes.
No.
No, they're the Miners, right?
Yes, they're the Miners.
They're the UTEP Miners.
The Lobos.
There we go.
Didn't they beat Kentucky?
UTEP?
Back in like 64?
Back in like 64.
They did in basketball, yes. That is what the movie Glory Road is based on, UTEP.
That's where I remember this from, but that has no matter whatsoever because UTEP's defense cannot compare with the likes of Carr, Devontae Adams, and Ryan Matthews. That trio is going to set them apart from the rest of this league. They are going to put up 65 points in this game between that trio right there.
All right. Fresno State will win this game. UTEP finished 4th in Conference USA. Fresno State beat UCLA when they were the 5th ranked team in the country. Fresno State's a very good football team.
That's what I was about to say. Fresno State's 9-3, UTEP 7-5. Fresno State is in a drastically better conference. So, oh boy.
And they play teams that are very good.
Yes.
And they compete with them.
As we said earlier, Fedge is currently on the road right now, so he will be in and out, depending on his service. So we will just continue on, and then we will fill him in, and he will give us his ridiculous answers as we go. We have the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl next. This is UAB at 8-4 versus BYU at 10-2. BYU is a 6.5-point favorite.
I'm very surprised that the spread's that low. I like UAB. It's a really good story. They were the team that
they got the death penalty, right?
The football program 2 years ago.
Yep.
And they've actually done a really good job of rebuilding this thing. But BYU is a whole other animal. Literally ground and pound central. They're gonna run it right down their throats.
See, I'm gonna go UAB on this one, man. I like the Dragons. I think it's a good story, and I think this is a good way to.
The Blazers. They're called the Blazers.
What the fuck do you mean they're called the Blazers? I swear to God. Whatever. Blazers, Dragons, same fucking thing.
It's the University of Alabama Birmingham Blazers.
Yes, but their logo is a dragon, so I've always called them the Dragons, okay?
Versus the Brigham Young University
Cougars.
But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, and Rob, you should know why. I'm going with BYU with you on this one. And why are we going with BYU?
Zach Wilson.
Wrong. Jimmer Fredette. Jimmer Fredette's been averaging 37 and 13. He's going to continue that streak, and he's going to lead the team to victory.
I actually think Jimmer Fredette plays on the Dragons over in China.
Oh,
China, he does.
See, look at this. Wait, circle coming around. We got the Lending Tree Bowl, Eastern Michigan Eagles at 7-5 versus the Liberty Eagles as well, right? At 7-5.
Liberty's mascot.
Liberty is a 9.5-point favorite. I think they're both the Eagles, I want to say, but
I think Liberty is the Bell, but that's just me.
Okay, these are the jokes. They're the Flames.
This one I have a real question for, though.
Okay.
Do you believe that Malik Willis is a first-round talent?
We're going to find out.
All right, just curious. I'm going with him because I believe he is a first-round talent. And look at that, I actually got a name right.
Yeah, look at you.
We're going to go with Malik Willis and Liberty. Once he gets to the next level, he's going to take advantage of actually playing with pros.
I mean, I will say this year, the only teams that Liberty has lost to is they lost to Syracuse by 3. They lost to number 16 Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns by about 30. And they lost to Ole Miss, number 18 in the country, by 13. Every team that's... Oh, they also lost to Army just 2 weeks ago. But that's a triple option team. That's a whole different animal.
Yeah, that's...
Every other team that they're at the same level with, they've crushed. So I'm taking Liberty to crush Eastern Michigan.
Option team.
Yeah, they always gave us troubles.
Yeah. I'm also going to go Liberty. As much as I love the Eastern Michigan uniforms, I can't go with them against this Liberty team.
They do have a really fat quarterback, too. It's kind of funny.
I love it.
Did you just talk about their uniforms as being the deciding factor?
Damn right I did. I used to play as Eastern. In the last NCAA game, I always used to go to Eastern Michigan because they had the best uniform combos in that game. They had the most, so you could just switch between them.
All right. Okay.
You're not wrong. That checks out.
Now I don't know why Jimmy Kimmel has his own bowl game, but this is fucking weird. We have the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. It's Utah State at 10-3 versus Oregon State at 7-5. Oregon State is a 7.5-point favorite.
And Oregon State is going to continue rolling through them because of Steven Jackson.
Tristan Decoud.
Run all over him, hand him the ball. You should get at least 35 carries this game.
No, Tristan DeCuden? The corner?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Steven Jackson.
So,
Formerly of the Rams.
Oregon State is going to win this game.
I said that.
I'm going to go Utah.
It's Utah State, not Utah.
I'm going to go Oregon.
Oregon State, not Oregon.
I'm going with the black and orange.
Both are much worse than the two teams you mentioned.
I'm going to go with the Beavers.
The Beavers!
The Oregon State Beavers, baby. Let's go.
All right.
Leave it to Beavers.
So now we have the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. This is Marshall at 7-5 versus Louisiana at 12-1. Louisiana is a 5.5-point favorite.
So everyone's not confused.
Yep.
This is the Louisiana Raging Cajuns.
Mm-hmm.
Not UL Monroe, not LSU. Okay?
This is the better. This is the Louisiana Lafayette.
Yes.
I don't know why they just left it as Louisiana. Normally they do fully put it as Louisiana Lafayette as well.
All right.
This one's tough, man. Louisiana Lafayette always plays well in bowl games.
You think this one's tough?
Louisiana's a 5-point favorite, and I like Marshall.
They're high. Louisiana's the 16th ranked team in the country.
Yeah.
And Marshall has the best coach
In Matthew McConaughey.
right now.
Yeah.
What?
Matthew McConaughey.
Exactly. All right. Marshall by 40.
All right. The only team Louisiana's lost to all year long is Texas in week 1. I am going with Louisiana.
Okay, yeah. Never mind. Louisiana, Raging Cajuns.
I'll read you the scores.
Marshall's
Ready?
winning. Come on.
They lost to Texas. They beat Ohio by 35. They beat Georgia Southern. They beat
Are you
South
talking about
Alabama.
Ohio Bobcats?
Hey, do you like App State? Because they beat them by 32 points. They beat Arkansas State, Georgia
like
State,
Armani
Troy,
Edwards.
Texas State, Louisiana Monroe. They beat Liberty by 30 points. Wait, then they beat App State again by 12 points.
Oh, my God. Yeah, fuck it then. I'm picking Louisiana.
Who did Marshall lose to?
Marshall's lost 5 games.
Who did they lose to?
A lot of teams. They've lost to.
They played a better schedule. Marshall had like the 13th toughest schedule in the NCAA this year.
All right. They lost to East Carolina by
Thank you.
3. They lost to App State by 1, who Louisiana beat twice. They lost to Middle Tennessee by 6. They beat Old Dominion by 7. They lost to North Texas by 28 points.
The
They
Mean
beat
Green are tough.
FIU. They lost to UAB by 7. They beat Florida Atlantic. They beat Charlotte. And they lost to Western Kentucky by 32 points. 32 points.
There is no way Marshall loses this game.
Oh my gosh.
Lock it up!
Moving on, we got Monday, December 20th. We got the Myrtle Beach Bowl, presented by Tax Act. This is Old Dominion at 6-6 versus Tulsa, also at 6-6, with Tulsa being a 5.5-point favorite.
I'm going to go with Tulsa. I think this is a pick'em game. This is a complete toss-up.
I'm trying to think.
Don't hurt yourself.
I'm going to. Always do. I'm going to go Dom.
Who?
Old Dominion. I'm shortening names on my end.
I'm going with Tulsa. I agree this is a toss-up game, but I think Tulsa has a future NFL quarterback in Gus Frerotte, and I believe that they're going to take it to the next level here. They're going to show why he needs to be drafted. Gus Frerotte all the way.
All right, so now we have the Tuesday, December 21st. We have one of the bowl games that I always watch every year, and I don't know why. It just kind of always just seems to work this way. We have the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, and it is Kent State at 7-6 versus Wyoming at 6-6. Wyoming is a 3-point favorite.
And we already know who's going to win this game and why they're going to win this game, don't we, boys?
Kent State.
What? Josh Allen in Wyoming.
I just love how deadpan Rob just went Kent State.
I'm pretty sure Jacob Hollister's playing too.
Yeah, but you got Dry Archer on Kent State, and you got Julian Edelman.
Never heard of either one of those. I think you're lying to me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure about the Julian Edelman one, the Dry Archer one. That one I'm kind of not 100% on.
But you are correct about the Julian Edelman one. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think he played for Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Kent State.
Oh my goodness! I think he's just going against me.
It's a good call. Kent State's a good pick.
Go Kent State. All right, so now
this next game though is my favorite of the day so far.
Oh, really? Do you actually know what this next one is? Because it's fucking hilarious.
I think it's San Diego State and someone.
So so it's the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl.
That's the best one we got.
And it's Texas San Antonio, so UTSA, versus a 12-1, by the way, versus San Diego State at 11-2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you put respect on Texas San. They were so close to being one of two undefeated teams, and they lost by like 3 points at the end of the game on a game-winning field goal.
So
they were so close.
UTSA is a 2.5-point favorite.
These teams, it's kind of funny. These teams are pretty identical. They both like to just run the ball down your throat, and they do it from like under center, like the fullback, a tight end. This is old school football. These two teams,
which is funny because the last time I remember watching San Diego State, they were in shotgun the entire time. So
you might see 10 snaps of shotgun in this entire game.
That's awesome.
San Diego State is also where Rashad Perry, the running back for the Seahawks. That's where he came from.
And University of Texas San Antonio are the Roadrunners.
They are the Roadrunners. They're actually only in their third season of Division I football.
Yeah, they moved up the same time as Coastal, right? Oh, around the same time as Coastal, right?
I have no input on this game, but San Diego State's going to win. That's all I got for you. Because I know.
Because I know.
There's certain things I know, and this is one of them.
I'm gonna go San Diego State too. I think this is gonna be a good game. I think this is gonna be one of the better games of the entire bowl season. To be honest, these sort of games are the ones that are always the good games of the season, and then the games where it has all the big name people in it are normally ones that suck. In my opinion.
Okay, all right. Word.
Rob?
We lost them.
I was going to say Rob may have went on a call. Which is fine. We can move on to the Wednesday game, which is the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. We have Missouri at 6-6 versus Army at 8-3. Army's a 3.5-point favorite.
Does anyone else think it's weird that Army's in the Lockheed Martin Bowl?
No, normally in the Armed Forces Bowl, I'm almost 100% sure, normally there's always a military team in the Armed Forces Bowl. I think it's always normally just one. I think there's been like 1 or 2 seasons where there have been multiple. Let me take a look real quick here.
I should know this, but...
So actually, I say that now, and then last year it was Mississippi State versus Tulsa, Tulane Southern Miss, Army Houston, Army San Diego, Navy Texas, Louisiana Tech, Air Force Cali, Pitt, Houston. So most of the time, it looks like the majority of the time there's an actual like armed forces team playing.
All right. Okay. I'm going Army in this one because they have probably one of the best centers in the league, in the whole NCAA. He should be drafted in the first round, but he's probably not going to be because of off-the-field issues. You know? going into the Army that could cause issues. So that happens a lot.
Oh.
So unfortunately, he's probably going to fall. Just saying, could cause issues.
Could cause issues. I'm also going Army. I think that especially in bowl week, playing up against the true traditional triple teams is a nightmare for teams, and I think that they kind of just do whatever they want because of not fully having the full time that they need to fucking put into it because of all the extracurriculars that they have to do and off-field shit that they're doing. And normally you see the triple option teams kind of get a little bit more of an advantage because of that. Even if this is Missouri that they're going up against, I still think.
I agree. I mean, Missouri playing the competition they do, they don't really have anyone that's just going to sit there and shove it down your throat.
Yeah.
And that's what Army's going to try to do to you. It's tough to match up against that,
All right, Thursday, December 23rd. We're getting close to Christmas now. We got the Frisco Football Classic. This is the Football Classic, Jeff. We got Miami of Ohio, 6-6, taking on North Texas at 6-6. Miami of Ohio is a 3-point favorite, and this will be the Mean Green. This is going to be North Texas.
I think I'm going to have to go with the Hurricanes over the Longhorns here. I think they're going to take it to them. I've never seen a Hurricane not beat out a Longhorn, so I think we're going to go with that. There are some Bobcats, though, that do destroy the Texas Mean Green. So that's another factor that you got to take into effect here. I think Miami by 6.
Miami by 6. All right.
You heard it here first.
Then the second game of the night on Thursday, we have the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. And this is the one that John has been looking forward to. This is UCF at 8-4 versus Texas at 6-6. I mean, not Texas, Jesus Christ. UCF at 8-4 versus Florida at 6-6, and Florida is actually a 7-point favorite.
Really?
Yep, that's what it says.
See, I'm going UCF in this one all the way. I mean, they were the national champions a couple years ago.
This is true.
I think they have the rings to prove it. So, they can't go back on a ring.
Exactly.
So I think you go with UCF. They continue in their winning ways. Florida hasn't done well since the Tim Tebow era. Since they lost that guy that got fired from the Jaguars.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong with that. I'm also joining you with this one. I'm going UCF. I just think UCF is a better ball. I think that they've been a better ball club after that year that they had where they were the quote unquote national champions. Ever since then, they've had very good seasons, and Florida just looks bad most of the time. So
that's true. I mean, they're missing their quarterback now. Kadarius Toney decided to move on to another program, so that doesn't help out the receiving core. So yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. But I like UCF here. I like them a lot.
That's true.
UCF all day long.
UCF all day long. All right.
Yeah, we decided Florida hasn't been good since they lost their coach and got fired by the Jaguars. So it's been a while.
All right, Rob.
The big thing with that game is Florida's not going to care. Florida doesn't want to be there. They could give a rat's ass. They're not going to show up to play. UCF is going to sit there and go, this is in our backyard. We want to make sure Florida understands we're better than them.
Yeah.
UCF will win.
UCF won the national championship a couple years ago, Rob.
Yeah. Okay. Fake news.
All right, Rob.
How's it fake news? They have rings to show it.
Fake news.
University of Texas San Antonio or San Diego State, Rob. Which one?
I want to take the Roadrunners, but I'm going to take San Diego State.
All right. Army, Missouri.
Army by 1,000.
Yeah, we already went.
Missouri's not ready for big boy football.
We went over that, and we also went over the fact that it's tough for bowl games, bowl opponents to prepare for the triple with all the other extracurricular bullshit.
That's the crazy part. Army doesn't even run the triple.
They don't anymore?
I mean, they do. It's the triple option, but they don't actually read crap.
Oh, yes.
They just hand the damn ball off and
go. And then we have the Miami of Ohio versus North Texas.
Miami of Ohio.
You would.
I like MAC teams in bowl games, man.
Yeah, I like the mean green.
I don't like Conference USA teams in bowl games.
All right. Well, there's the first page done. Now we're on to the second page. We had the East Post Hawaii Bowl. We got Memphis at 6-6 versus Hawaii at 6-7. It's in Hawaii. I'm going Hawaii.
How come Hawaii can play in the Hawaii Bowl? I feel like that's unfair advantage.
They always do.
Yeah, they always do.
How come?
The 1 year that Hawaii didn't play in the Hawaii Bowl, they went to fucking Georgia and got their asses clapped.
They went to the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, I remember that because I was so fucking hyped up for Cole Brennan.
Cole Brennan
that was when Cole Brennan was there, and that was when on the very first drive Cole Brennan realized, oh, there's a big difference in speed.
How long ago did Tua play at Hawaii?
In Hawaii at high school?
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't play at Hawaii.
It'd be 5 or 6 years ago.
All right, so give me
And his
Hawaii
little brother
by
was
10
like,
because
his
Tua's
little
coming
brother
back.
would be 3 years ago because his little brother's at Maryland.
Tua's coming back home. He's going to get the dub here. Tua by 10.
I do like the fact that on the website that I have up right now, it says that Toledo is the 10-point favorite in this game.
Nah, this is a home game for Hawaii. No.
It doesn't matter. Hawaii's terrible this year, dude. And I don't know why it says Toledo when they're playing
Why
Memphis.
is Toledo the home and why is Toledo the favorite?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's fucking hilarious to me.
Memphis is gonna beat Hawaii pretty badly.
Put Memphis and Toledo out there, Hawaii still wins by 10.
All right, now we got Christmas Day. Christmas Day, we get the Tax Act Camellia Bowl. This is Georgia State at 7-5 versus Ball State at 6-6, with Georgia State being the 4.5-point favorite.
Isn't Ball State the one that has that really good shooting guard, Jesus Shuttlesworth?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Go look it up.
They couldn't use real schools in that movie, so.
Ball State all day. Fucking raging Cardinals.
Rob, does Georgia State still run shotgun?
That's Georgia Southern.
God damn it! These fucking. I'm going fucking Georgia anyway. Fuck it.
This is a pick'em game again. I like MAC teams in bowl games, so Ball State.
Told you it was Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Isn't it crazy how many MAC teams make bowl games?
Oh no, it is, but it's the best part is though, is that, like I said, I think that the first 2 weeks, up until midway through kind of Tuesday, I feel like all the best games happen, and then after Tuesday, it's just kind of whatever, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
Monday, December 27th, we have the Quick Lane Bowl. This is Western Michigan at 7-5 versus Nevada at 8-4, with Western Michigan being a 3-point favorite. And let me tell you this right now, we're going to get the oars out. We're going to row the boat because it's Western Michigan.
Western Michigan keeps Colin Kaepernick contained. They take the victory all the way, Western Michigan. I agree with you, Colin.
Western Michigan did just lose their offensive coordinator, though. He's going back to Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
To
They don't let him
coach
finish
with
the season out?
PJ Fleck. So I'm gonna go with Nevada in this one.
I don't know. I don't trust Colin Kaepernick.
I forgot that PJ Fleck went to Minnesota and he wasn't a Western anymore. I forgot about that. Moving on, Military Bowl presented by Raton. We have Boston College at 6-6 versus Eastern Carolina at 7-5, with BC being a 3-point favorite.
BC shouldn't be a favorite in this game. They're way too injured. They lost their starting quarterback in the beginning of the year, and their season's kind of sucked ever since. He's coming back next year, so they will be a threat in the ACC. But ECU is a very good football team that almost beat Cincinnati in the last game of the year. So I'm going to go with Eastern Carolina.
I'm also going Eastern Carolina because of the Butt Pirates.
But you guys didn't bring into effect that this game is being played in Maryland. It's going to get a little cold. You got to go with the running game, and in this case, A.J. Dillon going to run all over ECU.
But
So
ECU
BC
has
doesn't run the ball anymore.
Well, also, what I'm saying,
What'd you say?
ECU has Chris Johnson.
BC barely runs the ball anymore, dude.
BC runs it with AJ Dillon. They should. Have you seen his thighs?
Yeah, but
No,
AJ
that coach got fired from Colorado State.
also.
His thighs, though. I think you missed the point of his thighs running all over him. BC.
I'm just saying, Jeff. I mean, if we're gonna do that, AJ Dillon ain't got nothing on Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson?
Yeah, 2K.
He's gonna be slipping all over the place because he's not used to running on slick turf.
Nope. Don't believe it.
Dunzo.
False news. On Tuesday, December 28th, this is where we start getting into the actual, like, big-name teams starting to play. We got the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl. This is Houston at 11-2 versus Auburn at 6-6, with Auburn being the 3-point favorite.
A lot of it's going to come down to if Auburn wants to be there. But Houston, I mean...
I thought they looked really good against Cincinnati in that championship game.
Yeah, give it to Dana Holgorsen. Dana Holgorsen's done a really good job bringing Houston back ever since he left West Virginia.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with Houston.
I'm agreeing with you on this. I think Houston has something to show for as well. Especially if Houston is at 11-2 and they're seeing Auburn as a favorite at 6-6, you know that's going to get under their fucking skin.
I agree. I think I'm going to go Houston in this one too, but I think it's going to come down to the defensive side of the ball. It's going to depend on which Ed Oliver you get. Are you going to get the lazy Ed Oliver? Or are you going to get the dominant stud Ed Oliver that wants to actually be there?
It's a good question.
That is a good question. Now we have the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. This is Air Force at 9-3 versus Louisville at 6-6, with Louisville being a 1-point favorite. And I'm going Air Force because fuck Louisville. Also, my dad.
I don't know.
Also, my dad was in the Air Force, so I'm going to go Air Force.
It's gonna be a tough game.
Where are you going, Rob?
I think I'm gonna go with Louisville because I don't think Air Force has seen the speed that I don't think they're ready for the speed that they've seen in Air Force.
That's fair.
In Air Force or in Louisville?
In Air Force, I don't think Air Force has seen the speed that Louisville has.
That's fair.
Okay.
Fedge?
Right. Yes, I think I'm going to go with Louisville and Lamar Jackson for the dub here. I really don't know a whole lot about these teams, but I think that's where it's going to come down to.
All right, fair. AutoZone Liberty Bowl. This is Mississippi State at 7-5 versus Texas Tech at 6-6. The point spread has Mississippi State winning by 8.5.
See, to me, this is a big quarterback matchup. Okay, it's who's going to be taking number 1 overall here. Is it going to be Josh Rosen or Russell Wilson? Who are we taking here, guys? Who are we taking?
I don't know. Who are you taking?
I think I'm actually going to go with
North
Carolina State here.
I don't know why he said Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I don't know why you
He
said
meant Dak Prescott, but
what? Dak Prescott went to Mississippi State. Good try. Second off,
not the
Russell
game?
Wilson.
yes. That's
the game
Jeff.
we're
Veg. That's the game we're on.
Mississippi State versus Texas Tech, dude.
I thought. Oh my goodness, sorry, I'm driving. I thought you said UCLA, North Carolina State. That was the next on my list that I was looking at. Sorry, I'm trying to drive.
That is next.
That is the next one.
Well, anyway,
But I want an apology.
North Carolina State.
Want an apology.
No, I'm not going to give you an apology because Texas Tech wins. Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech. All right, game over.
I'm going Mississippi State.
Why did
I'm
you
going
skip
Mississippi
the
State
Holiday
as well
Bowl?
because Texas's head coach just got fired.
Why did you skip the Holiday Bowl?
I didn't. That's the next game on my list.
The next game.
See, that's weird because isn't the Holiday Bowl before the Liberty Bowl?
No, the Holiday Bowl is at 8.
See, I have 5
Holiday
p.m.
Bowl's
on
at
my
8 p.m.
list.
Liberty
That's
Bowl's
where
at
we got it mixed up.
6:45.
That's fine.
That's what we got
Well,
mixed up.
here's the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. UCLA at 8-4 versus NC State at 9-3, with NC State being a 1-point favorite.
I've already made my case, and Russell Wilson wins this one. Sorry.
I'm sticking with my boy Chip Kelly, and I'm going UCLA.
Chip
I'm
Kelly
going to go
doesn't
with
wanna
Chip
be
Kelly
there.
as well. Chip Kelly notoriously is pretty good in bowl games. So I'm
Chip
going to
Kelly
go
hasn't
with
won a
Chip
bowl
Kelly.
game in 6 years.
Go Chip, go!
He hasn't coached in 6 years.
Doesn't change the fact he has won one.
I mean, you're both not wrong. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl. This is West Virginia at 6-6 versus Mississippi, and it doesn't give me their record. Minnesota, and it doesn't give me
Minnesota, I was gonna say,
it doesn't
okay.
give me their record. Minnesota is a 4-point favorite in this game.
8-4.
8-4. It's Minnesota. Row the boat. PJ Fleck. I'm not getting it wrong twice.
Who'd you say?
PJ Fleck. Row the boat. Minnesota. Minnesota.
See, I think you almost have to go with Minnesota because of the underdogs, Team USA and the Mighty Ducks up there. But I think we're gonna stick with West Virginia and Pat White. The lefty.
It's definitely it's a tough game because West Virginia sometimes plays really well, but other times they look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota hasn't been the same since they lost their running back in week 1 of the season to a season-ending injury. That was the game where they had Ohio State on the ropes.
Oh, yep.
But I'm going to go with Minnesota in this one. I think PJ Fleck will have them all juiced up.
And now here's the question, just because I want to throw it out there. After this season, does PJ Fleck get a shot at the NFL?
No.
All right, moving on.
Quick.
Wednesday, December 29th, we have the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. This is SMU at 8-4 versus Virginia Cavaliers at 6-6. Virginia is a 1.5 point favorite. But it doesn't matter.
Played in Boston, so it's kind of
SMU all day. I think this is SMU's hand sign. I don't remember fully, but SMU.
See, I'm going with SMU in this game, just because I dislike Kyle Guy that much. His man bun really freaks me out. I don't like him. I also dislike their head coach. So SMU is going to take this and show them what it's all about.
All right, 2 for SMU. Rob, you going to make it a third?
Yeah, Virginia just fired their head coach. I'm going to go with SMU as well.
All right. SMU across the board.
Although SMU did hire a new coach.
We have the New Era Pinstripe Bowl. This is Maryland at 6-6 versus Virginia Tech at 6-6, with Vautech being a 1-point favorite.
Vautech also fired their head coach.
Interesting.
But I'm going to go with Little Tua in Maryland.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I wrote that
See,
in Fedge's button.
What'd you say?
I wrote Maryland in your bracket instead. I'm also going Maryland.
You know who I'm picking?
Vautech? And Tyrod Taylor?
It is Vautech because Little Tua is everything that Virginia Tech's quarterback is everything that Little Tua wants to be. And Michael Vick. Michael Vick and
he wants
and Tyrod
to be.
Taylor
He wants to be a
should
dog
be running
abuser.
the triple
Is that what
option
you're saying?
together in the backfield. What?
He wants to be a dog abuser. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Michael Vick and Tyrod Taylor is going to be running the triple option in that backfield. There's no chance Maryland stops it. And when they try to come back in this game, Bruce Smith's coming off the edge, and he's going to leave no doubt.
And here's the question. Is the triple option being run by Michael, Marcus, and Tyrod? Or just Michael and Tyrod?
No. Marcus is actually going to be at the Y because they're going to be looking a little speed out there too.
Oh, okay.
But I think what's overlooked here is Bruce Smith coming off the edge. I'm going to say he's going to have at least 3 sacks in this game.
All right.
At least.
We have the Cheez-It Bowl. Clemson at 9-3 versus Iowa State at 7-5. Iowa State is the fan favorite at 1.5 points. Kind of wild seeing Clemson drop to the Cheez-It Bowl after being in the.
Well, yeah, Clemson's offense is just terrible. And their DC just left for the Oklahoma job, so I'm going to go with Iowa State. That head coach has done an awesome job there.
I'm also going to go with Iowa State because I love their... actually, you know what? I'm going to go Clemson. I'm going to go Debo. I think Debo's going to get a win before he leaves.
I'm also.
He just signed a new contract.
Yeah, he's going somewhere.
That doesn't mean he can't leave.
That's true.
I'm also going with Clemson. I think these Iowa State boys are going to get their first taste of Disney World, and they're going to let it go to their heads.
Oh.
Being played down in Orlando. I think they're going to have too much fun at Epcot, and they're going to let it go over into the game, and Clemson's going to take this one pretty handily.
All right. The final game of Wednesday, we have the Valero Alamo Bowl. This is Oregon, as in the Ducks, at 10-3 versus Oklahoma, as in the Sooners, at 10-2, with Oklahoma being a 4.5-point favorite. Fuck Oklahoma, it's the Ducks all day. Quack, quack, motherfucking
Oregon's
quack.
going to lose by probably 30 points.
Quack, quack, quack.
Oregon's head coach is gone. Oregon's offensive coordinator's gone.
Everyone's got something to prove now, Rob. That's all it means.
Who's Oklahoma starting at quarterback, Rob?
Either of them are better than Oregon's QB. The freaking 8th-year transfer from Boston College.
Baker or
Quack.
Jalen? Who's starting?
It's
Or
actually
do you want to bring in
probably
Spencer?
no, it's not Spencer Radler. It's the freshman. But Oklahoma's got a lot to prove. They're going to try and impress Brent Venables on his first job. So Oklahoma's going to win by a lot and take the over.
Quack.
Oklahoma's probably going to win 45-10 or some shit like that.
The over under for this is 60.5.
Yeah, take the over.
Quack.
Okay, all right. I dislike the over in this game, actually. First one
Quack.
all day. We're going under on this one, though,
Quack.
guys. So, who do you really want to listen to?
Quack. Jeff, who are you picking?
Oh, I'm going with I want to. I just don't trust Baker, but I think Baker starts the game and gets relieved by Jalen and Spencer, and then they finally bring in the freshman, and he wins the game in a close one, 16-13. They play 4 quarterbacks. Book it now.
On to the third sheet. We got Thursday football. This is December 30th. We started off with Duke's Mayo Bowl. Fucking weird ass name. North Carolina 6-6 versus South Carolina at 6-6, with North Carolina being the heavy favorite. I'm going North Carolina because I like their uniform colors.
Well, North Carolina also has one of the 4 first-round QB prospects, so I will go with North Carolina and that air raid offense.
I think the Monstars get up on him early, but Michael Jordan and his Toon Squad come in late, and they take it from North Carolina here. He loves the baby blue, and he's going to show them why they're a better squad.
Tar Heels over Gamecocks all day. Now we have the Trans Perfect Music City Bowl. This is Tennessee at 7-5 versus Purdue at 8-4, with Tennessee being a 3.5-point favorite. This could be a good game.
I hate Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, Julio Jones. Purdue by 15.
All right, well, fuck me then, all right? I'm gonna go. I mean, did you say Drew Brees?
No. That'd be a good one, though. It's the name drop I didn't have this one. I forgot their quarterback's name. My bad.
I'm trying to think of the guy that I used to get a running back in Madden every year that was from Tennessee. There was a wide receiver that I moved to running back because he used to play running back. I think it was Jalen Hurd, actually. I'm going to go Tennessee.
This game is going to be all Purdue. Their coach is the trickster master. They're going to have 6 trick plays in this game.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
going to go off.
They have 6 trick plays. Jesus.
I love it.
Lock it.
Lock it.
Lock it up!
Now we have the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl.
Oh, this is such a tough one.
Michigan State at 10-2 versus Pittsburgh at 11-2. Pittsburgh right now is a 1-point favorite. This is in Atlanta, and the wait a minute, hold on a sec. Pittsburgh. Okay, so Pittsburgh opened at a 4-point favorite. It's now a 1-point favorite as of Tuesday, and the over/under is 60.5.
I think Michigan State in the next 3 years is going to be a team that competes for a national title.
Do they still have the old man?
No, their head coach now, he's just all about violence. They just play straight up man to man and just punch you in the face over and over again.
I mean, it kind of makes sense in the Big Ten, but
it's literally what Pittsburgh does as well.
And
I'm going to go with the quarterback that's probably going to be the #1 overall pick, unless it's the Jets and Jaguars who already have a QB.
Nate
the
Peterman.
first QB taken off the board probably to the Atlanta Falcons. But
Nate Peterman.
I'll go with Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Pittsburgh with Nate Peterman and James Conner.
You don't even have to do that. You know the QB's name.
And then you got Aaron Donald in the middle. No
you
issues
know
going
the
on
QB's
here.
name.
Pitt Panthers.
I'm also going Pitt. They're going Pitt across the board.
Pick 6 Peterman.
Don't be surprised if Michigan State beats him though.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be a really good game. I think this is gonna be one of the big name teams. This is gonna be one of the big games.
One thing that may play the reason that spread dropped that bet is because Pittsburgh's OC just retired.
Oh,
He quit. He literally was just like, I'm done. I can't keep doing this. I'm out.
that's wild to do that right before a bowl game. I can fucking imagine that.
Quit.
I'm done.
He's like Urban Meyer, just I'm out. See ya.
We have the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Wisconsin at 8-4 versus Arizona State at 8-4.
Herm Edwards.
Wisconsin is a 7-point favorite.
Yeah, Wisconsin's probably gonna dump truck him, but I can't pick against my man Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards.
There's one reason you should pick against your man, Herm Edwards, and that is because the first time in NCAA Bowl history, there's a quarterback starting for 2 teams. Russell Wilson also coming over, playing for Wisconsin. Coming over, he's
On 3 days rest? Wow.
Finished to victory. Well, you don't know. The amount of beating he's handled from his offensive line because they don't know how to block. He's coming off that finger injury, a little tough. But I think he's going to come out and show that he can do this.
See, this is a tough one for me because I love Wisconsin's run game, but Arizona had a defense a couple years ago that I really liked, and they had also their whole Fear the Fork campaign that I really liked.
But this is Arizona State, so Arizona don't matter.
Well, that's what I meant. I'm just saying
Fuck
it
them
is.
Wildcats.
I'm gonna go Wisconsin. Can't go against the big boys.
All right, I agree.
All right, so now we're on to Friday, December 31st.
New Year's Eve Bowl.
Here we go. This is where it's gonna get interesting. We got the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. We got Wake Forest at 10-3 versus Texas A&M at 8-4. Texas A&M is a 5-point favorite, and I'm going Wake Forest.
See, I normally would go Wake Forest, but they've shown that as soon as they play a good defense, they can't score enough points.
Exactly.
Texas A&M's D-line.
Good defense, Wake Forest.
Texas A&M's D-line is the real fucking deal. I'm going Texas A&M.
See, I disagree with you here, Rob. I think that Money Manziel and Myles Garrett are both going to be flops in the NFL. I don't like either one of them, and I don't like them in this game. So I think that's why Wake Forest takes this one easy.
Wake Forest does have a QB that could be good in the NFL, though.
Who's that?
What?
I need names.
It begins with an H.
I'm name associating. I've given you names all day, and you can't give me anything.
The next two bowl games, I love the titles for. So here we go. We have the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Washington State.
Teams who gives a shit.
Washington State is 7-5 versus Miami at 7-5. Miami's a 2.5-point favorite.
Your boys at Washington State, dude. The old Hawaii coach.
Yeah, I know. June.
Not June Jones.
Oh.
the one who took over at Hawaii, made them really good, and then left Hawaii to go to Washington State.
Wait, I thought
Miami's is just embarrassing. So I'll take Washington State until what's his face from Oregon, the Oregon head coach who's now going to Miami. When he fails at Miami, it'll be great.
Jake Dickert.
Who's Jake Dickert?
Yeah, Jake Dickert is the.
No, Washington State. Yeah, their head coach got fired because he refused to get vaccinated.
I was gonna say, wasn't their head coach was a fucking a spread guy? They threw the ball like 100 times a game.
He was the run and shoot coach. Yeah, so he got fired this year because he refused to get vaccinated. So Jake Dickert actually took over. They've actually been really good since Jake Dickert took over. What was his name? Rudovich?
Even that, I mean, it's Nick Rolovich, and even that isn't. That's not even the one that I'm thinking of. Who the fuck am I thinking of then?
I have no idea. Were you thinking of Mike Leach?
There we go.
He's at Mississippi State now.
Ah, okay. Now my Mississippi State.
Name drop some people here?
Miami all day.
Washington State probably has one of the best quarterbacks to ever come out. Probably a number
Jeff,
one
Jeff. I'm going to stop you immediately right here. If you're trying to tell me a quarterback from Washington State versus the legacy of Miami defenses, no, sir.
Yes.
No.
Ryan motherfucking Leaf. Over. Like, what do you mean, legacy defenses? He's going to destroy any Miami defense thrown out at him. Ray Lewis can suck it.
Cool. On to the next one.
So, Rob, you were also going Miami.
I was going to say Gardner Minshew, and I got really excited, and then you threw.
I was going to go Gardner Minshew, but I think he's 1 year away from taking that next step, being that starting quarterback.
Rob,
he's going to be going to the NFL.
After the ridiculously just spouted, Rob, I have no idea who you picked.
I picked Washington State because right now Miami's a joke right now.
Washington State, baby!
The Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl.
Made it bowl eligible.
The Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, something I never thought I'd be fucking saying. Central Michigan at 8-4 versus Boise State at 7-5. Boise State is a 7.5-point favorite.
I'm gonna go with the upset here. I like MAC teams in bowl games. Boise is much better than them, but.
So you're going Central?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Central.
So
I was gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I was gonna go Central, but then Boise is 7-5, and they're a 7.5-point favorite. So I feel like I have to go Boise. So I'm gonna go Boise.
See, I was gonna go Central. I agree here. I was gonna go Central until I heard that Antonio Brown lost his vaccination card on the blue field. He is now ineligible to play. Boise State wins this game because of their lefty at quarterback.
No, oh my God.
Kellen Moore, baby! Throw it out! Blue field, Kellen Moore, no Antonio Brown.
He freaking coaches now. He's not even a player.
Boise State by 15.
He's not even a player.
All right, so now we got the first of the semifinal games, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. We got Cincinnati at 13-0 versus number 1 Alabama at 12-1. Alabama is a 13.5-point favorite.
This is interesting, man, because Bama's better, but notoriously in bowl games when Alabama plays teams from the group of fives, aka like when they lost to Utah in the Sugar Bowl, when they lost to Cincinnati in the Sugar Bowl, like they normally don't play well against group of 5 teams because a lot of it has to do with the fact that they don't want to be there, but they usually don't respect those teams. So I am curious, but I don't think Cincinnati's everyone's going to find out why group of 5 teams don't make the playoffs. If Bama shows up to play, they will beat Cincinnati by 30 points.
Yeah, as much as I want to pick Cincinnati, I think this will be kind of the as we've said, the eye opener of like the original concept of the playoffs, so that a team like Cincinnati can make it in. This is going to be the eye opener that shows why it now needs to be opened up to 8 teams.
See, I feel like this is going to be the reason why they say it shouldn't be. Because
Oh,
they're going to sit there and go, if the number 4 team is getting blown out, why would I want a 5, 6, and 7 and 8 team?
true.
Although the
Do you
argument
think
could
they're
be
gonna
the
get
other way
blown
with
out?
teams saying we're better than them. Why did they make it and we didn't? But I hope Cincinnati has a great showing because I think it'd be great for college football to have these smaller schools, these group of 5 schools competing on the national level and actually like making good, like, hey, we can compete with the best teams in the nation.
So I'm gonna go.
I just don't see it happening.
I'm gonna go Bama just because this is for Cincinnati. This is unfamiliar territory, right? They're playing Bama in the semifinals. Bama's used to being here.
They did beat the number 5 team in the country, Notre Dame, at Notre
No,
Dame.
it's fucking everyone beats Notre Dame.
I'm just saying.
See,
Part
my
of the
only
reason they
thing
made it
here,
is because they did beat that team.
Notre Dame sucks.
real quick though, my thing here is, and it obviously goes back to me not knowing a whole lot about college football, but I feel like we understand what we're getting from Cincinnati every time Notre Dame gets into the playoffs. Anyway, Notre Dame always gets their shit pushed in when they get into the Final Four playoffs. And that's my issue here. And I kind of agree. I think that if you were to expand it to 8 teams, you would just get more blowouts in the first and second round. And then you'd still be down to your Final Four. The only thing that it gets you is people that are on the fringe of getting in, like your Ohio States. And, they're going to get those chances to get back into the Final Four.
Yeah.
Even though you lost a tough one late, things like that. And that's why I would be in favor of bumping it to 8. Just because it gives those guys essentially a revitalization game to be able to do that. The only thing I don't like about going to 8 is I think that it puts too many games on the ledger for these players, and you're going to lose regular season games because you can't have teams playing 15, 16 games in a college football season. That's not what college football is about.
Well,
That's my opinion.
So the argument is if they went to the 8-game playoff, they would get rid of that extra game that every Power 5 conference has, where they play a group of 5 team or they play a 1AA team. They would get rid of that week.
And that sucks, though. That sucks.
It sucks for those schools because those are pay games for those.
Yeah,
schools.
those are there.
That's how they normally. That's how they keep their football programs running. Is those games.
I just also dislike it because you like to see those because every once in a while you see upsets in those, and that gives the other conferences kind of a gauge on where you really are as a program.
Yeah.
And it could vault you into a top 25 position, which is obviously good for those teams. So I would be against that. The thing is, I think you might also start seeing is loss of conference championship games, which happens a lot more than it should. Because you won't see your normal Georgia Alabama championship, even though Bama usually blows them out anyway. It doesn't really matter. But you'll lose those games at the end of the year. You'll lose your Houston Cincinnati game that just happened.
What's weird is that there are only in the group of 5 or in the Power 5. There's only 4 conference title games because the Big 12 doesn't do a conference title game.
They don't. Okay.
No, yeah, they just
do it's based off the regular season.
Do they still have 2 divisions though?
Yes, but it's just the best team. Well, actually, no. This year they just switched it. I'm sorry, they just switched it this year because Baylor ended up playing it. It was Baylor versus who the hell was it?
See, I think if you have 2 divisions like that,
team.
you need to do a conference championship. If you have just one division, easy peasy, no conference championship or nothing. So that's my thoughts. On the same side of things, I obviously, like you guys have stated, I think would be great for college football if this game's close. I don't think Bama loses a game, but I don't want to see blowouts. That's the whole point of the playoffs. You don't want to see blowouts. You know what I mean?
The biggest concern with this game is Cincinnati's played 3 good teams this year. And I'm using good loosely on the first one. So they played Indiana in week 2.
Fair.
They beat Indiana by 14 points.
That's a good win for
Then
them.
they played Notre Dame in the following week. No, now they were at Notre Dame. They were coming off of a bye week as well. They beat Notre Dame by 11.
Good.
And then the last game of the year, they beat number 21 Houston by 15. Those are really the only tough games they've played.
Yeah, so this is gonna be
They had a battle with Tulsa.
Yes, this is gonna be like a step up.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if they're. I have a feeling Cincy will come out strong, but I think talent and depth just takes over at some point in these type
I
of
was
games.
gonna say that
Yeah.
you almost, even though Bama's been here, it's Bama's game to lose. I think you can't argue the fact that Bama has to weather the storm early, because it is going to be something where Cincinnati comes out with a lot more emotion, more to prove. You know what I mean? So I think, and that's what it comes down to, like you said, with depth and honestly just better coaching in the end.
Yeah.
You can't argue that Nick Saban's one of the top coach in NCAA history. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I mean, it might be close in the first half, but I really am fearful that this is going to be a blowout. I could
see Bama getting up and then just kind of pulling and then just letting off the brakes a little bit. Yeah, just letting off just a little bit.
My biggest worry for Bama is the fact that Bill O'Brien is their OC.
Fair.
And he usually makes stupid decisions in big games.
Mechie's out, right?
They haven't announced it yet. I think they're hoping he'll be fine, but he has I think it's a high ankle sprain that he had.
Yeah.
So
that also does add a little dynamics. I mean, obviously, again, they have depth.
They have
and
so many that it doesn't really matter.
I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, because you can't say that those backup guys are as good as Mechie.
Mechie went out, and the next receiver had almost 200 yards receiving against Georgia.
I agree. I mean, but the one long play he had was with Mechie still in there, though.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
So I mean,
it does
that's the thing
change
is,
things.
When you game plan around someone like that, is he going to be able to,
Mm-hmm.
True.
I don't know. It'll be interesting either way. Like I said, I just want to see a good game.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm honestly hoping for a Bama Michigan, just because I want to see where Michigan.
So that's
actually
the
is.
thing. So this next one, Capital One Orange Bowl, we got number 3 Georgia at 12-1 versus number 2 Michigan at 12-1, and Georgia is an 8-point favorite, and I'm going Michigan.
I want Michigan. Do I think they're going to win? I don't, but I want to see what Michigan can do.
I just don't know which offense is going to be able to move the ball against these defenses.
Yep.
These defenses are so good that, I mean,
have you got the best defense?
Georgia has a huge quarterback controversy right now. Like, I don't know who the hell they play. If it's JT Daniel or the other guy. Michigan, I've only when they're rolling, they run the ball for like 280 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can run the ball against Georgia. Like Bama showed it. They didn't run the ball against Georgia. They threw it all over them.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if you can run the ball against Georgia. So I don't know. This is a low scoring game, and I do think we're set up here for a rematch, unfortunately, of the SEC title game.
Agreed.
Although I would love to see Michigan play Bama, because the last time those two teams played the last time they played, Alabama beat Michigan by like 50 points in the Capital One Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, the last time they had played was actually Tom Brady's last college football game, and he led Michigan back to beat Alabama.
Oh shit.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so now we go New Year's. January 1st, New Year's. Outback Bowl. Penn State at Arkansas, sorry.
This is the game I actually meant when I said
Penn-
Michigan versus Bama, the Outback Bowl, not the Capital Bowl.
Penn State is 7-5, Arkansas is 8-4, with Penn State having a 1.5 favorite.
Sam Pittman has turned Arkansas around. Arkansas is going to win this one. Arkansas runs this really cool defense where they literally play with 7 defensive backs on the field. They play with 3 down linemen, 1 backer, and they play with 7 DBs.
I'm also going Arkansas just because I can never really trust Penn State.
I'm going Arkansas because of their stud running back who should get drafted in the first round. And then there's a sneaky play in there, too. You got Darren McFadden, but you also got to consider the beast of a back in Peyton Hillis.
What about Felix Jones?
Yeah, what about Felix?
Nope, don't like him. Don't like him this game. I don't like the matchup. I don't like his explosiveness. I think he's coming off a high ankle sprain, which is going to limit it a little bit. So I think you see a lot more of Darren McFadden. And
I don't know his name, but Arkansas does have a really good running back.
Hillis.
The PlayStation Fiesta Bowl.
No.
We got Notre Dame at 11-1.
Xbox wins this all day.
We got Notre Dame at 11-1, taking on Oklahoma State at 11-2, with Notre Dame being a 2.5-point favorite. And I'm sticking with my guns from what I said a minute ago. Notre Dame fucking sucks. Oklahoma State.
There is no way in chance in hell in anything that you're getting me to bet with Brady Quinn. No chance. No chance. Notre Dame wins this game.
So Oklahoma State's defense is really good. The problem is their quarterback is awful. He throws so many interceptions, it's unbelievable. So I am going to ride with Notre Dame.
I mean, that's fair. I mean,
especially without Brian Kelly, I think they're going to play a lot better this game.
Well, also, I mean, think about it like this. Well, if their quarterback's bad at throwing interceptions, and you physically can't see Manti Te'o's girlfriend, then I mean that's going to be easy interceptions all day there.
Exactly.
I'm still going Oklahoma State, but I mean,
Rob, how do you think Notre Dame is going to stop the likes of Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas? Like, there's no chance with that 1-2 punch. It's not even going to be a close game at all.
And you got Brandon Weeden and
Brandon Whedon's a little old.
Des Bryant.
Little old for my age.
Out there on outside. Nope. That tandem
Justin
all
Blackman.
day.
Justin Blackman.
Blackman, there we go. Thank you. The Verbo Citrus Bowl. We got Iowa at 10-3 versus Kentucky at 9-3, with Kentucky being a 3-point favorite. This surprises me.
Kentucky's a good football team, man.
Kentucky's turned it around?
I do like Iowa in this one just because I think they can smash the football when they need to, but Kentucky's a good football team.
So here's my question. Does Iowa still have the old man as their coach?
Yes. They're still running under center.
Iowa all day then. Doesn't matter. Iowa all day. As long as he's the coach right now, Iowa all day. See,
I think I like Stevie Johnson and Kentucky Wildcats here to do some damage. Stevie's kind of a little ahead of his time. I really believe that. So I think they're going to continue to ride with it. I like it.
All right, here we go. Now we got the Rose Bowl.
This is a very good game. The battle of the Urban Meyers.
Ohio State at 10-2, Utah at 10-3. Ohio State is a 6.5-point favorite. Over under is 66 points.
Who is it? Sorry, Ohio State who?
Utah.
Utah. The question is, do you think Oregon is good?
Why both teams played Oregon?
No, do you think Oregon's good? Answer the question.
I mean, they have Chip Kelly and that amazing track offense, so I mean...
No, I'm saying right now, like, you picked Oregon earlier. Do you think Oregon's good?
Well, I'm also going to do this. I'm going to pick Ohio State because Ohio State plays well. Their quarterbacks play terribly in the next level, but in college they play great.
If you think Oregon is good, then you should pick Utah.
Barrett and
Why? What happened? What?
The big difference here is what?
What's the big difference, Jeff?
The big difference is none other than how Joseph Burrow comes out and plays. Which Joe Burrow are we getting? Are we getting freshman Joe Burrow? Are we getting LSU Joe Burrow before he what are we getting? What are we getting, guys? That's the difference.
So Utah started the season 1-2. Mm-hmm. They lost to the 12th ranked BYU team, and they lost in overtime to San Diego State. Okay. Ever since then, they beat Washington State. They blew the doors off USC, beat Arizona State, had a slip up against Oregon State. They beat UCLA by 20, Stanford by 45. beat Arizona. Then second to last game of the year, they beat Oregon by 31 points. They then beat Colorado, and then they beat Oregon again by 28 points to prove to everyone that it wasn't a fluke in the championship game. This Utah team is good. And their defense is so young. Watching the game, all you kept hearing the announcer say is, and true freshman,
Oh,
true
Jesus.
freshman. So I think Utah is ready to play in this game, and I'm actually going to pick Utah on it.
All right.
I'm sticking
And
with my
Utah
guns.
does some really cool things on offense.
I'm sticking with my guns and going OHIO, and that's just because I think they're going to be pissed off that Cincinnati's in over them.
No, Ohio isn't playing in this game. It's Ohio State.
I'm going to fight both of you. I know. I'm just.
It's State University of Ohio.
Oh my God, Jeff, who are you picking?
You picked Ohio State already.
Sugar Bowl. Ole Miss at 10-2 versus Baylor at 11-2. Baylor is a 1.5 point favorite.
Baylor's defense is so good.
But
Dave Aranda has turned that team around.
But Ole Miss has Jordan Ta'amu.
Ole Miss has Matt Corral, who is also predicted to be one of the top 2 quarterbacks taken in the first round.
Jeff,
of the draft.
I don't know who this person is. He said they have Jordan Ta'amu.
So Ole Miss is going to have 2 quarterbacks taken?
I guess.
No, Ole Miss has one of the 2. The other one was Kenny Pickett that I mentioned earlier. God damn it.
They have quarterbacks going in the first 2 rounds. I said they're going to have a quarterback pick Mr. Irrelevant and Chad Kelly.
Oh, my God.
So that means they're having 2 quarterbacks going this draft.
And Lane Kiffin is a genius, so I think he's going to have something designed to beat Baylor. So I'm going to take Ole Miss in this game because I don't think Baylor can score enough points.
I'm taking Ole Miss.
Ryan Kelly still have the association with Baylor?
No.
All right, then we're going to have to go with Ole Miss here.
I love the question beforehand.
I watched a movie about them and their tech. I think it was called Blindside. And the shit out of Baylor.
Tuesday, January 4th, we have the Texas Bowl. This is Kansas State at 7-5 versus LSU at 6-6, with LSU being a 1 point favorite.
New head coach Brian Kelly at LSU against the old North Dakota State head coach at Kansas State.
I'm picking the old man.
See, I'm just trying to figure out.
He's not actually old. He's a normal age.
God damn it.
I'm still trying to figure out what is.
Yes, Robot Fish.
Well, while he tries to figure that out, I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna pick LSU. I don't think Kansas State can run the ball like they're gonna want to against LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think they're gonna try and play hard to try and impress Brian Kelly so that he doesn't cut their ass.
I'm picking Kansas State.
Bold prediction.
I just don't like Brian Kelly.
I don't either, but he is a good coach. You can't argue. He just can't win the big game.
Oh, I'll argue it all day. I'll argue it all day, Rob.
Last one.
All right,
You ready?
But that's things like, do we move on or do we wait for RoboFidge?
Oh, he'll tell us that he's picking LSU. We can move on.
All right.
He's
The
gonna tell us
national
Joe Burrow, Odell Beckham Jr., all these fucking good players.
The national championship, and I even got a special little fucking thing here with the trophy on it. Monday, January 10th, College Football Playoffs National Championship. The winner of the Cotton Bowl, Alabama versus Cincinnati, versus the winner of the Orange Bowl, Michigan versus Georgia. I'm going to kick this off because I'm the one that has the difference here. And the reason why I'm going to kick this off is because my difference is winning this. I'm picking Michigan to go all the way.
You think Jim Harbaugh is going to win a national title?
Welcome back, RoboFedge.
Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry, I apologize.
I think this is going to start the beginning of a beautiful rivalry with Nick Saban and Jim Harbaugh.
Interesting.
That's what I
It's
think.
not, because we just were talking about how good Michigan State was, which therefore, i.e., Michigan doesn't even make another Final Four.
There's a good chance that Michigan State is going to be very, very good.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's also going to be. So I also forgot to mention this. It's just the state of Michigan versus Alabama.
The state of Alabama, which one's better?
Exactly. Which state is better? And that's what it's just going to be for the next couple years. So Michigan and Michigan State are going to just tag in like it's wrestling every now and then. You just be like, hey, it's your turn. Go get them.
Super clear. Michigan's only loss this year is to Michigan State.
That's fine.
And they blew a 24-point lead in that game.
Sometimes you got to blow a lead or two, Rob.
Sorry, it was 26 points. They were up 33-7. They lost 37-33.
Yeah, hey, sometimes, like I said, sometimes you got to blow a game or two.
But then,
I'm picking Alabama to beat Georgia. And once again, Nick Saban will raise his 98th championship trophy.
98?
I don't know. It's a lot of them.
Oh, man.
All right.
I am picking Alabama, but over Michigan in the championship.
Even though you picked Georgia earlier? That's weird.
I didn't pick Georgia.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I did?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
that's not what I was supposed to have. You guys weren't listening to me.
You said you wanted Michigan, but you think it's going to be a rematch.
Okay, well, there you go. It's going to be Michigan, Georgia.
Michigan and Georgia are playing each other in a title game?
Yep, you can F off now. I want to see Ohio State in the championship now.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
The granddaddy of them all.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's our bowl pick'ems.
Run all over Alabama and Deron Payne.
Did you just say Mike Hunt?
He said Mike Hart.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Let us know what you guys, who you guys picked. Let us know how you guys.
I want to see Armani Edwards run all over Michigan.
You boys got anything final to say?
I just want to know what
chaos.
everyone. I'm sorry that I went off script a little bit here, but I want to know what everyone thinks was my best name drop in the comments below. Boom.
There we go. What was Fedge's best name drop? And as always, depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Still stay safe, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Still on the road.
Bye.